We first have to win the majority before that can happen. But once we win the majority, God willing, everything is on the table.
Senator, just to follow up on that, at this time, would you consider abolishing the filibuster?
As I said, we first have to win the majority, because if we don't win the majority, these questions are all moot. But if we win the majority, everything is on the table.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm the Young Centrist yet again, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the recent issue over the Supreme Court after the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I'm going to be sharing my thoughts where I stand on the issues of court packing, adding more seats to the Supreme Court by the definition of court packing, and also should we fill in Ruth Bader Ginsburg's seat during an election. Overall, where I stand on this issue, to be a little bit more unbiased here, I do think Republicans in some areas are somewhat being hypocritical, because they said, in 2016 when Obama was trying to confirm Merrick Garland to the Supreme Court to fill in Anthony Scalia's seat during the 2016 election, Republicans said to Obama, just wait until after the election. Just wait until after the election, let the voters decide. And now they're being a little bit hypocritical now and just trying to confirm President Trump's nomination of President Trump's Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett to fill in Ruth Bader Ginsburg's vacant Supreme Court seat. And overall, I do think Republicans are being hypocritical. But you have to understand, though, it's also Democrats' fault as well, because they're the ones, when they were in the Senate, they're the ones who got rid of the filibuster first. They got rid of it through they got rid of the former Democratic senator of Nevada, or the former Democratic majority leader in this U.S. Senate, United States former Senator Harry Reid. He was the one that got rid of the filibuster. So to got rid of the filibuster for circuit court judges. And to be honest, that was a bad mistake, because now Republicans expanded that to the Supreme Court now. Now they can, all they need is 51 votes to confirm a Supreme Court justice now. And to be honest, I don't know why Democrats are complaining. They're the ones who got rid of the filibuster in the first place. And to be honest, in my opinion, it's their fault at the end of the day for decreasing the vote count, decreasing the vote requirement needed to confirm a Supreme Court justice. It's the Democrats' fault. But Republicans, in some areas, they're showing some hypocrisy as well, because they said in 2016, wait, let the voters decide, and now they just want to nominate Trump's Supreme Court nominee during the election. And so there is problems on both sides on this issue. Republicans just want to they just want to rush and jam pack the system, and as well Democrats want to increase their vote, want to try to stop them and stall them at all costs. And they're even bringing up the issue, if they do take back the Senate after the 2020 election, they're bringing up the idea of automatically getting rid of the filibuster and adding more seats to the court, or in other words, court packing. And to be honest, I overall don't support the idea of court packing. I think court packing is I wouldn't add more seats to the United States Supreme Court, because overall I think having a conservative / originalist majority on the Supreme Court would actually be a good thing for America overall, because now we're going to have justices interpret the laws instead of legislate the laws, and this is going to be good overall, because now liberals, they can't use the court system as a means to advance their agenda. Now they're going to have to go through Congress. They're going to have to go through it by how checks and balances are, where the three branches of government, being Congress, the judicial branch, and the executive branch, where the president enforces the law, Congress makes the law, and the judicial branch, or the Supreme Court or the circuit courts, or interpret the law, and they're going to have to go through Congress by making the law, through amending the Constitution. They can't just rely on the courts anymore. So I think realistically, a supermajority on the Supreme Court, a super majority for conservatives on the Supreme Court would actually be a good thing, in my opinion. And 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 Democrats are arguing that that it might take away that Roe v. Wade might get overturned, but I don't really think so at all. I don't think a conservative majority on the Supreme Court would overturn Roe v. Wade, simply because because it's a woman's choice. I believe I believe it's a woman's First Amendment right to actually to be able to choose what she can do with her body. I believe that's her freedom to do so, and I don't think Roe v. Wade would be overturned under with having more conservatives on the Supreme Court, as well. Another thing is, I really honestly, to be overall, I think realistically, I think we should overall fill the seat during the election, because there's been many instances where we have filled seats during an election, and I think realistically, Republicans do have the right to fill the seat in 2020, because they were voters back in 2018. They elected them. That they elected them. Thanks to the voters, they wanted the Republicans to keep majority in the United States Senate. They won the U.S. Senate back in 2014, and they even won it. They won it back in. They retained their majority in 2016, and then retained it in 2020. So Republicans, they do have a right, and Democrats can't really do anything about it because they didn't win the Senate in 2018. And to be honest, right now, Republicans overall, I think they should go ahead to do it, like during an election season. I don't mind it, simply because I think a conservative Supreme Court majority would be overall a good thing for this country, because we're going to be we're going to have way more justices that's going to interpret the laws of the interpret the laws in the United States and interpret the Constitution of how it was written, and liberals are no longer going to they're just no longer going. They can't just rely on on our court systems to advance their agenda, to legislate, and to advance their policies, and we're going to have more of a courts who are going to interpret rather than make the law. And liberals and Democrats and progressives, they're going to have to go through Congress. They're going to have to go through Congress to make the laws, to and even amend the Constitution. They're going to have to do it the right way instead of just going through the court system. And overall, I think realistically, we should refill the seats, but I don't agree that we should add more seats to the Supreme Court. I think we should keep the size of the Supreme Court the same overall. But let me hear your guys' comments in the comment section below. Do you agree with me that that it's okay for Republicans to fill the Supreme Court seat during the election, or and where do you stand on the idea of court packing and ending the filibuster? But and for me, I don't think we should add more seats to the U.S. Supreme Court. I think realistically, I do agree with President Trump that elections do have consequences. The Republicans the Republicans are in the Senate majority, and they have the right, and honestly, they have the right to fill in Ruth Bader Ginsburg's seat during an election, because they won the Senate in 2014, they held the Senate in 2016, and they held their Senate majority in 2018. So they do have a right, and it's pretty much the Democrats' fault for getting rid of the filibuster in the first place. They got rid of it. Democratic Senator Hillary got rid of it just to help Obama appoint judges to circuit courts, and then that really left it unprecedented to for Republicans to expand that later on to the Supreme Court. And now look where we are. Trump was able to appoint 2 Supreme Court nominees with a Republican Senate. They were able to confirm 2 of Trump's Supreme Court nominees, which is Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh. And overall, let me hear where you guys stand on this issue. Do you agree with me that it's okay for Republicans to fill in for the U.S. to fill in Ruth Bader Ginsburg seat just to rush the system, or um, did or do where do you stand on the idea of court packing and adding more seats, and and do and overall where do you really stand on this issue? But until next time, guys, this is the Young Centrist, and I am out.